She wasn't crazy. Her brain was on fire. And doctors nearly locked her away forever. This is not fiction. This is the true story of Susannah Cahalan. In 2009, her mind fractured. Her thoughts turned to chaos. She hallucinated, screamed, and forgot her own name, all in front of everyone. Every expert dismissed it as mental illness. But the terrifying truth was that her brain was under attack by her own immune system, and if one doctor hadn't spotted a hidden clue, she might still be strapped to a hospital bed, misdiagnosed for life. Susannah Cahalan was born on January 30th, 1985. She worked as a reporter at the New York Post, one of the busiest newspapers in New York City. She loved her job. She was sharp, confident, and always chasing big stories. She had just moved into her apartment. She had a new boyfriend, Stephen, and she felt like her life was starting. But then something changed. At first, it was small things. She felt more tired than usual. Lights and sounds seemed too bright or too loud. She started to feel paranoid, as if people were watching her. Then came the bed bugs. Susannah was sure her apartment was full of them. She called exterminators, spent thousands of dollars, but no one could find any bugs. She started forgetting things. She had mood swings. Sometimes she cried for no reason. Other times, she laughed at nothing. She felt like she was losing control. At first, Susannah thought she was just stressed. Her job was fast-paced. She figured maybe she just needed rest. But then one night, everything changed. She was watching TV with her boyfriend when suddenly her body started shaking. Her arms stretched out. Her eyes rolled back. She began foaming at the mouth. She was having a seizure. Stephen rushed her to the hospital. Doctors ran tests, blood work, brain scans, spinal taps, but everything came back normal. Maybe it's just stress, the doctors said, but it wasn't. Over the next few days, Susannah's condition worsened. She became paranoid. She thought her father was trying to harm her. She believed people were spying on her. She couldn't speak clearly, had trouble writing, and even believed she could see the walls moving. The doctors were confused. All her test results were normal, but her behavior wasn't. So they started guessing. One doctor thought it was bipolar disorder. Another said maybe it was alcohol withdrawal, even though Susannah didn't drink that much. Others said schizophrenia, or psychosis, or just plain stress. Each time they gave her new medicine. But none of it helped. She might have been sent to a psychiatric hospital. Left there. Forgotten. Misdiagnosed for years. But Susannah was lucky. Her parents didn't give up. They knew something else was happening. Susannah was admitted to the hospital. At this point, she didn't know who she was. She couldn't walk or talk properly. She couldn't remember her family. She screamed at the nurses. Furthermore, she hit people. She tried to run away. She said she had multiple personalities. Not only that, but she stared at the walls for hours. She was completely out of control. The hospital marked her as a danger to herself. She was put in a single room, alone, tied to the bed. Her father began recording videos of her so the doctors could see what they were missing. Her mother begged them to run more tests. Finally, she had another seizure. After that, the doctors moved her to the epilepsy floor at NYU Medical Center. But still, no one had answers. That's when Dr. Suhail Najjar came in. Dr. Najjar wasn't like the other doctors. He didn't just look at test results. He looked at Susannah. He sat with her, talked to her, watched how she moved. Then he gave her a very simple test. He handed her a pen and said, "Draw a clock." Susannah drew a circle. Then she wrote the numbers 1 through 12. but she put all the numbers on the right side of the clock. To her, it looked fine, but to Dr. Najjar, it was a huge clue. It meant that Susannah's brain wasn't recognizing the left side of her world. This was called left side spatial neglect, and it usually happens when the right side of the brain is damaged. That meant one thing. This wasn't a mental illness. It was something physical. Dr. Najjar told Susannah's parents, "Her brain is on fire." And he meant it. Dr. Najjar ordered a brain biopsy, where a small piece of brain tissue is tested. The results were shocking. Susannah had a rare disease called anti-NMDA receptor encephalitis. Here's what it means. Her immune system was attacking her brain. The NMDA receptors help the brain control things like memory, behavior, and movement. When the body attacks them, it causes confusion, hallucinations, seizures, and even coma. Susannah wasn't going crazy. Her brain was under attack. She was only the 217th person ever diagnosed with this disease. As soon as they had the diagnosis, the doctors started treatment. They gave her steroids to reduce swelling, immunoglobulin therapy to help her immune system calm down, and plasmapheresis, a special treatment that cleans her blood to remove the bad antibodies. It wasn't easy. At first, nothing changed. Then slowly, she started to come back. She could speak again. She could recognize her parents. She could move and write. Bit by bit, day by day, Susannah was recovering. Even after she left the hospital, Susannah had a long road ahead. She had to relearn how to walk, how to read, how to think again. She couldn't remember much of what had happened to her during that month. It was like a black hole in her memory. So she did what she knew best. She started investigating. She read her medical files, talked to her doctors and nurses. She watched the videos her dad had taken in the hospital. She pieced together the story of what had happened to her, one moment at a time. Susannah turned her experience into a book. It was called Brain on Fire: My Month of Madness. According to Cahalan, it was a very dissociative process to write about her experience with the disease. The book became a bestseller. People all over the world wrote to her. Some had been through the same thing. Others had family members who had been misdiagnosed for years. Netflix made a movie based on her story. Suddenly, anti-NMDA receptor encephalitis became known around the world. Doctors began testing for it more often. Other people were saved because of her story. Susannah also spoke out about mental health. She wanted people to understand that not every mental illness is what it seems. Sometimes, it's the brain's way of asking for help. Susannah Cahalan's story is a powerful reminder that not every mental illness is truly mental. Sometimes, it's a medical condition hiding in plain sight. She didn't just lose touch with reality. She was nearly lost in a system that overlooked her. But because one doctor chose to look closer, and because her parents refused to stop asking questions, she was saved. A simple drawing of a clock, misshapen and confused, unlocked the truth that high-tech scans couldn't. Today, Susannah is not just healed. She's thriving. She writes, speaks, and advocates for others who are still misunderstood, still searching for answers. Her journey teaches us the importance of listening deeply, of questioning more, and of never assuming that what looks psychological isn't physical. In a world quick to label and diagnose, Her recovery stands as proof that the mind and body are more connected than we think, and that hope often begins when someone finally listens. If the true story of Susannah Cahalan moved you or opened your eyes to something new, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. More true stories, just as shocking, powerful, and unforgettable, are coming your way.